Hi everyone, welcome to a still cold and wet Klein-Karoo. I look like a snowman today. I cannot remember when last I dressed like this. I think in Canada in December 2021. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing my snow boots to protect my feet against the mud and cold. I shall have to order a new pair of snow boots from Canada very soon. Okay, so I watched the D-Day proceedings in France yesterday, and I truly felt a little sad and very proud at the same time. Proud of humanity for still remembering, and proud of William, who really showed the world how he matured into a real statesman and soon to be head of state. I think all of England, the United Kingdom, can push their chests out and say, he is ours. I know the quote is, it takes a village to raise a child, but in this case it took a country. You all came out in your thousands to support these children after the death of their mother, and you showed the boys love and compassion as they grew up. Today, as we look at the man reading an excerpt from a veteran's diary, the love and compassion you showed him shows and reflects right back at you in his voice, his stance, his manner. You did yourselves proud, Britain. 3 cheers for William and 3 cheers for you. I'm going to play the excerpt for you. However, I'm not going to play the video though, but the words in William's voice are really impactful. So here goes. Enjoy, but keep a tissue ready.
Our guests of honour today are those veterans from the Normandy landing. They came from across our nation and from all walks of life to join in the fight against tyranny. Many of those that took up arms had never seen combat before. Some were still only in their teens. In their letters and diaries, we see their great strength. This is an extract from a letter by Captain Alistair Bannerman of the Royal Warwickshire Regiment, addressed to his wife and written in his diary on the morning of D-Day. It is now 0300 hours in the morning, and I've just been up to the bridge. It is rather light because the moon is shining, though heavy clouds cover her. One can see the row of small ships and of darker balloons silhouetted in front and behind us against the grey sea. You, my angel, sleep gently in the nursery, I hope. Your thoughts have helped me so much. They have given me real strength. I can imagine how you listen to the news at 9 o'clock and think of me with love. I hope that Andrew's golden head rests gently and quietly upon his small pillow, and that Richard is nice and comfortable, lying in his narrow little carry-cot. A long line of flares hangs over Cherbourg, or I suppose it is Cherbourg, and a few anti-aircraft tracer shots go up in the air above the immediate front line. Funny to imagine that their Germans run around their guns. I'd like to know what they are thinking. The whole channel between us and Cherbourg is filled with little ships, which all quietly and efficiently sail towards France. The British, Canadian, and American fighting forces on the warpath. I do not believe that I can now write for very long. We can now see the French coast, and very soon we will have to play our part. I must go now and look for the landing markings with my binoculars to ascertain our landing points. So, my darling, on we go. I know that you are with me. Au revoir. God bless. I love you. Captain Bannerman survived the landings and the war, being taken prisoner and returning home to his wife and sons in April the next year. Too many never returned. They remain in some corner of a foreign field that is forever England.
I have said and explained this so many times. The emotions of sadness, but also love and pride, of loyalty and community, which William evoked in us with his words, his voice, his body language, his compassion and respect, is what we need from the monarchy and its head, the king. And in countries like mine, where a king is not our head of state, we need exactly that from our presidents or prime ministers, etc. I think as humans or humanity, we actually crave it. Well done to William, and thank you to him. We hope and pray and trust that this time next year his wife will again be by his side. I have a few words to say about this particular photograph of Camilla, Queen Consort, looking tearful and visibly emotional. I don't know who took the photograph, but for me it's one of the most poignant, sad, yet beautiful photographs ever taken of Camilla. It reminds us that the royals are human just like us, that they may be rich and powerful, but that not even their money and power can hold up against nature and God. It reminds us that money can't buy everything. It can't buy love, it can't buy happiness, and to a large extent it cannot buy health, and ultimately it cannot prevent death. It will come for everybody eventually, regardless of how much money you have. It reminds us that we all cry sometimes and that it is nothing to be ashamed of. I love that photograph, and it is right up there with another photograph which I adore, namely the one of Camilla taken by Catherine, which appeared on the cover of Country Life. Today, Friday, will also see the wedding of the Duke of Westminster. William, who will be acting as usher at the wedding, could not make it to the rehearsals as he was in France. But I'm sure he's back already and ready for the society wedding of the decade. I have no idea what time the wedding will take place, but I'll keep an eye on the media and see whether I can find a few pictures. Sometimes we here in the nether regions of Africa do not have the same embargo on articles and photographs as the British and European media. Hugh Grosvenor, the seventh Duke of Westminster, and his fiancée Olivia Henson will marry in the Chester Cathedral. The cathedral is not far from his ancestral seat, Eaton Hall, where the reception will be held. Hugh inherited the title when he was only 25 and when his father passed away, and his family fortune is said to be worth about £2.8 billion, I think. Anyway, he is also the godfather to Prince George and is said to be godfather to Archie, although I'm not so sure about that one. But, as you know, I do not believe much of what mainstream media is telling me these days. Anyway, Harry and Meghan will not be at the wedding, and I think old Megsy Daisy is spitting fireballs about that. It will be like a dream of hers to be there among the who's who of society, but I'm afraid it will remain just that, a dream, as she stepped into the sewer and will likely walk around with a stench for the rest of her life. Anyway, talking about Mexie, she was caught out in yet another lie. I mean, so what else is new? But for those of you who have not heard it yet, apparently, or so it was reported, Harry and Meghan hosted an early birthday party for Lily's third birthday last weekend. Although there were no pictures to prove it, it was said that it was a lavish affair with neighbours Katy Perry, Orlando Bloom and their 3-year-old daughter attending. Except, well, they could not have been at any birthday party at the mansion on Saturday or Sunday because Katie had an event on Friday and Saturday she was travelling back to Montecito, and on Sunday she and her daughter Daisy were seen with Gwyneth Paltrow, her husband and mother at the Lotus Land Botanical Gardens in Santa Barbara. So, no Katy Perry at Lily's birthday party. It is said anyway that Orlando Bloom and Harry gets along well, but that neither Orlando nor Katy Perry likes Meghan. Katie has, in any event, chosen her side a long time ago when she agreed to performing at the coronation. Anyway, let's quickly talk about yet another lie from Montecito. When asked whether they attended Lily's birthday party with their son, David Foster said, and I'm saying allegedly, that despite his supposed close relationship with Meghan and Harry, he has never seen or met Archie and Lily. Of course, allegedly. So was this a snub? I mean, if he really said it, was it a snub? Or was David Foster just being snarky, or both? I'm hearing all kinds of rumors from the United States. How many of these are actually true, I have no idea. But here is a list of rumors, the running rife in Santa Barbara, Montecito, and celebrity circles. Firstly, allegedly, Harry is busy with his second book. Allegedly, him and Meghan are pasting together all the bits which were cut from the first one. They are still apparently in two minds whether they should edit spare and add these as yet unseen writings as an addendum or last chapter, or whether it should be turned into a complete separate book, namely Spare 2. I also hear that Meghan's cookery show is not going well. I hear that crew are fed up with her having taken about a week off filming to accommodate their 3-day trip to Nigeria. I also hear they are fed up with her moods and rudeness and the fact that she does not turn up for shoots. And I mean, without warning, they're all sitting around waiting for her and she doesn't come. I'm also told that Netflix had asked that she invites a couple of celebrity chefs just to give the show some pizzazz and star power. But allegedly, Meghan has not been able to secure even one celebrity chef as guest. Whether that has anything to do with one of her previous boyfriends, Corey, I don't know, but it is indeed possible. Remember how she took one of his recipes and pretended it was her own? Well, maybe other celebrity chefs do not want to work with her because of that. I'm just saying. Now, how much of all of this is actually true? Like I said, I don't know. Dragon Man is writing his last mid-year paper today, so next week, old Bookworm has 2 goals. Number 1, to finally set up my bedroom and office. My shelves, etc., are still stacked against the wall, and I only bought new curtains the day before yesterday. Number 2, I want to send out email to my trusted sources and see what I can get from them that is actually new or may confirm or not the latest rumors. I also want to see whether I can find out what the latest news is on African parks and the Congo and the Baka people. Last time I was told that African parks are working with local government, policing authorities and community leaders to get to the bottom of it all, and that some of the guys were indeed suspended. So I'll see whether I can get an update for you. Okay, guys, now that is me for today. I shall see you over the weekend sometime, but until then, please take good care of yourselves and each other. Bye.